music. I like my introduction. Oh man, should we have gone that way? Baby, are we gonna be in traffic? Shit. Should we go right while we can?
No, this is for all those who are going south.
Oh, thank God. Are you sure? We could have took 705 and went through Federal Way.
That's okay. I swear, I need to learn this lesson once and for all. Do not take this route going back on any day. You just can't trust it. See how crazy it's looking. That joint ain't budging. Oh hell no, you looking crazy. Alright, I'm about to do that. You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in, Cletus? Already. Oh baby, we're live too. We are live.
We are live.
Islam, family. Islam.
Islam. Who's starting? Me or you?
Oh, you can start. I'm trying to reroute.
Sure. So we up early and on this fine Saturday morning, and going to go perform. And I don't know how many of you all are familiar with Juneteenth. And everything's all scrambled up for black folks right now because, you know, we have these stories of markers in history of things that aren't really real. So as we awaken, right, we have something called Juneteenth that just passed. Now, Juneteenth, supposedly, for those who don't know, is just a history that says, you know, after Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, there were some people who did not find out that slavery had ended, right? It was as late as what, like 18, like 89. Like some people were still enslaved that even though it was declared that they could have left, it was over. So Juneteenth, but some people found out as late as June. I think that's the significance of June 19th. And I mean, I'm paraphrasing y'all, but right, freedom was the whole thing. And so here we are at this critical point again, right? And except they don't know nationality is the order of the day. So here I am going with my little light working self to present some artwork. And I'm a spoken word performer. I sing with my art. So I'm going to enlighten their minds with the message of nationality today for this Juneteenth celebration. But Brother Koo and I, we've been doing some light work. Do you want to slide in or you want me to keep talking?
Nah, keep on talking, baby.
So we've been doing some light work. I'm saying right now. And when I first met him, y'all, it was crazy because we met at a poetry event. And he went up on the stage and performed this piece. And I was like, wow, I got to know this brother. So I followed him out, and not like in a romantic way, but at that time, you know, I needed a friend. I wanted a guy friend that could do some artwork, you know, that we had some things in common. So I followed this dude out, and we're vibing, and we're outside talking to our friend Brian. We call him the White Rasta, okay? He's a European Rastafarian, and he, you know, he's all locked up, got light, long, blonde locks. And so we're chopping it up outside with him at the event, and he says, "What's the weirdest thing you got in your pockets?" So we all revealed the contents of our pockets, and I am an energy lover. I love stones. I know y'all see Brother Koo and his effects, his diadems and his stone jewelry. So he loves stones too. Now I pulled out 3 stones. I always carry stones in my pocket, and he pulled out a stone, a black onyx, and our Rastafarian brother pulled out a bow tie. So we all bust out laughing, but I instantly looked at Brother Koo, y'all, and I said, "You are gonna build intimacy with me." Now, y'all, this was something because as I was coming out from being black, I was also ending a marriage contract. Okay, so for me to speak that into existence while I'm coming out of one thing, it's profound because he was also coming out of something, you know. And so we titled this video "Light Workers" because as we move forward in this divine national movement, we have to remain grounded to the physical work, but we have to be creative in the spiritual work. And we have to for those, I know y'all are gonna be watching this, it'll resonate with you, but some of us, there's something more. There's more that we do. It's not just the nationality on the ground, but it's the spiritual side of the work that we do. Okay. And so when I chose Brother Koo that night at the poetry event, I was speaking from my higher self to his higher self. Huh?
It's like, he chose me?
Yeah, I
chose you too.
And so, this is a divine national movement. Remember, and for some of us who are coming out of religion, I love the Circle 7. I love the Bible because I see so much connection in all of the texts, but it says, if you, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
No, Circle 7, and I was connected with the Bible.
With the Bible, I know. My previous thought was connected. I didn't lose it, y'all.
No, as the light worker.
Sometimes my thoughts be going too fast, but we just have to, it says there will be many at the end that say, Father, Father, we cast out demons in your name. We did all this stuff, and he'll say, depart from me because I never knew you. Because this is a journey of self-discovery. So as you find out more about who you are on the physical side, things should be, whistles and bells should be going off. On the spiritual side, that things that didn't make sense to you before, nationality is like, oh, that's why the spiritual side of things. So that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about that, the spiritual divine, the divine aspect of the movement. I don't even gotta say the spiritual, the divine, because we all are doing the work in the movement, but we all aren't doing it from our divine aligned, the stuff that we have to let go. Some of us are trying to go into nationality, and I'm not okay. It's great that you stop calling yourself black. It's great that you stop doing certain things, but there are things in our heart that must be evaluated. So I will just start by, you want to talk now or you want me to start?
No, you can keep on going, baby. I agree with everything you're saying so far.
So, sometimes I have to admonish my brothers and sisters on social media, because I'll see my fellow Moorish sisters and brothers trying to check each other like, no, not like that, like this. No, we don't do that. We do. And it's very abrasive, it's choppy, and it's disconnected. And so I have to remind them often that this movement is about connection. If you are around any Moors that are telling you, avoid them. Now, it's about connection, right? But it's also about release and let go. So we must let go of those who are not ascending with us, okay? In the knowledge, and because the knowledge, the work that we do here at our crown chakra is what's going to elevate our physical condition, okay? The more we create with our minds, the more our physical condition changes. So those who are not resonating with you right now on a physical level, those are the ones that you must let go, okay? Let them go. And I told Koo, it's going to get to a point where we don't even see the people who aren't vibrating on our frequency. We will only see the ones who are like us and that match us in energy, okay? Right now, we're waking one another up. So like me right now talking to y'all, I'm talking to somebody's spirit right now who is making a decision. And so once we all have made that decision to cut off and sever the negative, toxic, then we will all rise up to where we need to be in our creative thoughts, and then our physical conditions will change. Islam. So, what's some of them comments? I know you can't read it. I wonder, can I? Or should I leave it there?
I mean,
you don't want to read comments?
I can. True religion and creed is our perfection. And I mean, it's gonna be hard while I'm trying to.
No worries, he's driving, y'all. He's traveling.
I'm not about to say.
Traveling. We're traveling, but we'll come. We can't read the comments. Y'all can see me nursing back here in the vehicle. I love y'all, so don't feel like we're ignoring y'all. And we will go back and look at the comments when we stop operating.
But I definitely do agree with you on that point, babe. That it's important that we're able to connect with each other, but also have that freedom of expression and not feel restricted when we bring ideas to the table. Oh, well, no, we can't do that because, the prophet didn't do that. And it's like, how would you know what the prophet would do or not? First of all, this is not the same time that the prophet was living in. So, and mind you, he called himself a prophet, right? So that lets you know that anyone who is referred to as a prophet, they told you they were a prophet. You know what I'm saying? No one elected this person to be a prophet. So Prophet Drew Ali knew in himself. He didn't need verification from others that he was a prophet. He knew in himself he was a prophet, and there was a mission he wanted to do. So right, when you talk about the divine side of the movement, and that has to do with the mission, and because we are missionaries.
Yeah. Can I say one thing and now I'm shut up? So when he says it has to do with the heart, you guys. So anything that you do as a more from your heart, the prophet would be pleased. Okay?
Islam.
From your heart. Now, if you are doing things from the root chakra, okay, now it's important that we start to pay attention to ourselves, because this is about, remember I told y'all, connection. The divinity that we are now experiencing is coming through us through our feelings, okay? So when you feel bad about somebody, stay away from them. When you feel good about somebody, connect and build with them. And also making sure, though, that they are of like mind, first and foremost, okay? But if it feels good and if it makes sense in your mind, remember, we have got to start connecting back with our bodies. Right now, we've been so disconnected. And think about it. How could people endure something like slavery? You have to be disconnected from the body. It's a disassociation with the mind from the body. The spirit is alive and thriving, but the body is in bondage. So we are coming out of that energetically. This is not just about paperwork, but energetically we are exiting that. And it is about our feelings, okay? So brothers, don't be afraid of feeling. Sisters, don't be afraid, because some of us, we've not been allowed to feel, and we're trying to take that mindset into nationality, and we can't. Yeah, we can't take that into nationality. So it's okay, can't you? We can do it differently, right?
Yeah. Making me work this morning.
Yeah, we can't take that into nationality, you guys. So it's just it's important that we start looking at our hearts, man, and then speaking your truth, okay? Now I tell everybody, we are making a hard shift from the third dimension to the fifth. Some of us have already gotten, our downloads in increments where it's not going to be a hard shift. But for some of us, it's going to be a quick cut from all the things that easily beset us and bind us to the lower level or the lower self, okay? You're going to have to cut all that shit off. And it's going to feel like a very quick fly up for some of us, but for most of us, it won't be. We've already been gradually ascending. But ultimately, we have to get to the fifth, okay? Now, I tell people, my girlfriend, she drives a stick, and I asked her, I said, how do you know when to shift the stick, okay, the clutch, when to shift gears? I said, do you know by what you hear, or do you know by how it feels? She said both, but ultimately you know that you must shift gears between 3 and 5. So ultimately, whether we know how it feels or how if we hear it, or if we see it or it makes sense in our mind or how it feels, no less you have to make the shift, okay? And you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know whatever stuff got y'all still lower vibrations, okay? Like, and most of us have ascended because of the knowledge that we're coming into with nationality, the forming our articles, getting our trust together. But the metaphysical side of this is those feelings, those attachments that you have to people. You're going to have to, and I'm not saying don't love people, love yourself more. So when you have to speak your truth, that's what's going to cut like a knife. Our words are our swords. So if you speak your truth, when it's hard, okay, and then y'all, I'm talking about when you have to speak truth when people don't agree with you. I ain't talking about when you're trying to convince people. I'm talking about in your marriages and your relationships with your children, when you have to speak truth and it's hard for you to speak truth because that lump comes in your throat and you don't know if the person's going to receive you, so you lie or you give half truths, or some of us just lock it up. We don't say some of our real truths because we think we're being mean or because people won't get us. Those are creating things like ulcers and diverticulitis, which, all of these are digestive issues. Things like heartburn and acid reflux and diabetes. All those things are manifesting because if we would speak our truth, now that we have the truth about what happened to us and who we are, now we got to speak our truth. Your truth is how you feel about whatever, okay? However you feel about nationality, your own feelings, because this is your universe. We're getting back in touch with us because what the work you have to do in the world on a greater scale, you first have to conquer the little battles within yourself and overcome those little things. You have to master your lower self, let me just say it like that, so that you can do the greater work that the prophet will want you to do in the world. So right now, this is about looking at yourself, okay? Man knows not by being told. That means that nobody can tell you who you are. Only you can speak up for you at any moment about anything, whether they're trying to denationalize you in the public institutions or whether someone is trying to denationalize you energetically on a private sector in relationship, okay? Either way, it's happening. Someone is always trying to strip you of your identity, and your goal is to always to remain true to yourself. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry.
At all times.
At all times, y'all.
And
let me see that. Hand me that. I want to read. You talk. Can they hear you? I'm gonna put it back.
Yeah, at all times.
Oh, my voice was getting choppy. Bad connection is what it's telling us, baby. It said they said I was getting choppy.
Probably poor connection area.
Yes.
We live in the middle of a rainforest, y'all.
Yeah, it says poor
trees.
connection. Here, since it says that, we won't. There's not that many comments. I'm sorry. Will it go back?
If y'all could, someone just put in a comment, let us know if you can hear us clearly. Man, I'm just gonna continue. But
Yeah, they can.
okay,
Somebody can hear us.
cool. But as far as like you said, being light workers in the divine side of the movement, there's a reason why there's the divine and national side. You know what I'm saying? The divine side is dealing with the ecclesiastical side, the religious side, the trust side, the private side, the you and the universe connection side. You know what I'm saying? The side where it states that we have a mission. The mission is to uplift fallen humanity. That's what makes us missionaries. That's the divine side of the movement. You know what I'm saying? In the national aspect of the movement is us in dealing with political issues, dealing with the community, like writs, and dealing with judicial actions. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with meetings with the mayor, Moorish Science Temple of America is foundationally based on, you need to read one of the Prophet's literature, which is titled Message to America, where he lays out that the Moorish Science Temple of America, which prior to that was the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, which is a civics organization, okay, dealing with how we deal in the community politically as indigenous peoples, as Moors. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes into a mission statement, which is to uplift all humanity by spreading the Mohammedan religion. But people don't understand what the Mohammedan religion is. The Mohammedan religion is all the religions put into one. It's like the sky. It's open to all. So it's not excluding anything. Everything is accepted. Yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we embody as Moors. The same way people look back in our story, we were on both sides of the war. We were the yin and the yang. It's always us, and it's always going to be us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Prophet said, there is no enemy except for what? Your higher self and lower self, and that's found in the self. So once you deal with, you know what I'm saying, those lower self issues within the self, and learn to let your higher self be the captain of the ship or of your vessel, that's when you can fully get into the divine side of this movement, which is uplifting fallen humanity, which is spreading information and knowledge to your brothers and sisters, so they can start on their journey of study to show themselves approved. And that's what the missionary work is. On the divine side, we're missionaries. On the national side, politically, dealing with the community, we are Moors. We are indigenous. You know what I'm saying? And the Prophet also stated in that Message to America that one of the big agendas, the paramount agendas for the Moorish Science Temple of America is economic security. Is to gain economic power. Because a beggar nation cannot be a nation that reaches its highest potential. A beggar nation can't do that. So we got to be industrious. He's talking about us having businesses. So when you talk about these temples and these so-called, certain temples that are claiming to be the movement of the Prophet, but they're not inspiring the members to become more industrious, to be more entrepreneurial. This is why I'm saying you can't stunt or limit someone's creativity. Because what you're doing is you're stunting and you're limiting their ability to sustain themselves via their own economic power. Their economic power combined with everyone else's economic power is what forms the temple. That's how we can get things done. What do we need to do? Oh, we need a building. Oh, we need transportation so we can transport our members. We need, venues so we can get things done. That's based on economic power. You can get a lot more together than by yourself. So you can't stunt the creativity of members. You know why? Because you don't know how much economic power that thought contains. Okay? And no one wants to feel limited or confined. But this is a voluntary movement. Everyone who's in this movement is in this movement of their free will. It's because it resonates with their heart, not because someone forced them to do it. No one forced you to go file your declaration on the record. No one forced you to go make thoroughly clear to the world that you are indigenous, you are Moorish American. No one forced you to do that. You heard the message, it resonated with your heart, and you felt it was true. Then you did the research, study, and you was like, this shit is true. Then you can relate the experiences you had in real time with people that verified the fact that it was true. Okay? Then that's all you need. That is the adept chamber. 1, 2, and 3. That's the adept chamber. Okay? So once you do that, there's no one behind you ushering, hey, stand on your square. No one's doing that. And we don't need that either. Because this is a divine and national movement. The divine side being no one's being forced.
Well, and I want to say, interject too, when you said, if there is someone encouraging you to stand on your square, that is like my fire. Like it's like if you a candle and I'm a candle, my fire is just lighting yours again to stand on your square. After your fire has been lit, you're right. You don't need no one continuously like, yo, remember, stand on your square. Unless you have a problem
exactly.
how to contain your power. So that's another aspect we should talk about on the video. Because remember, I told you this is light work. So if you have an issue with containing your anger, okay, let me tell you, in the work that I do and with Wisdom Medicine, that's my platform, how I do my work to uplift all humanity is by reflecting to folks what like to be able, do you have a problem communicating your needs when you're upset? Or do you have a problem receiving? Sometimes we have a problem receiving love. That makes us a little anxious or, weird because we've not been through this. We are learning how to love and trust each other. So we got to talk about the feelings of what's happening to us as we evolve. Because we have to have mental understanding. That's how we're going to teach our babies not to go and end up where we ended up. So we have to teach them how to, I told Koo earlier today, the sins of the mother and the father, okay? So whatever you don't see in yourself and work on, your children are going to have to fight those demons, okay? And unbeknownst to you, you've already planted them. They've already watched. And the little entity in them is it's grown to some size. Now, if the child is 7, depends on how strong it is. You gauge your child by knowing how they behave. Now, if they're so disrespectful and so headstrong, that means that their spirit is powerful. You don't want to beat that out of your child. You want to channel that energy. That's what my mother used to say when I had my first kid. You want to channel their energy and their aggression. So when the child is jumping up and down and doing stuff that he shouldn't do, it's easy to say, sit down, don't do that. Didn't I tell you sit down? Right. Don't correct like that, because that does something to the energy. Remember, the life source, the divine side of the child. So you say, hey, jumping is not for the living room, but you can jump over there. Tell them where they can. The law is not to be given to restrict. The law is to be given to know what you can do within it. So we got to show our children what they can do within our laws. Okay, if your law in your house is no running, jumping, kicking, spitting, biting, fighting, or name calling like mine is, then that's my law. So when they do those things, you got to have creative ways, constructive ways. Remember, the energy, the 8 is the affinity symbol, okay? And you can either build or destroy in your love. So is your love building your child, or does the love that you have for them during chastisement, are you destroying them? This is what the prophet would want us to look at, our character. Remember, he said the best moors are in church, because at least those ones are trying to look at themselves. They taking the plank out of their eye, or they should be. Church is supposed to be about trying to see yourself better and be better in the world. So we have to see ourselves, not just on paper and in documents, but energetically. What kind of character are you? What is your heart like? I want to read something to y'all too. What's that?
That's what he has. Yeah, because in the Bible it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added on to you. Seeking ye first the kingdom of heaven, that's the divine side of the movement. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to take ourselves mentally. We got to take ourselves mentally to heaven. But, it's like we're standing still and we're looking up at heaven, but there's no in between. Like, how do we get there? It's just empty space. You got to build those steps with knowledge. That's why we study. Because the more you study and the more knowledge you attain, not only about yourself, but how the environment, how the program around you operates and functions. Because these are all programs. These are all softwares. Some are viruses, right? And some help clean out the viruses. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a program to do. Everything has a job to do. So these are all programs. So how good are you going to be with utilizing your tools if you don't know what programs you're dealing with? Because if you don't know what type of disease or sickness you have, how are you going to know what you'll need to cure it? You got to identify what it is first. Then you can say, that's what that is, and this is what cures it. So this is what is needed. You see what I'm saying? But that comes from knowledge itself. Study, study, study. The more you study, the more of a stronger bridge you build. That way you can get to the kingdom of heaven, which is your mind, your temple, your thoughts. Right? That's why the prophet said, go back to the ancient thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I may be paraphrasing. Go back to the ancient thoughts and ways of your foremothers and forefathers. He didn't say live in this modern time. So we're supposed to be navigating through this time now, but within the aspect and thoughts of ancient ways.
Yeah.
And ancient mindsets.
Can I read something to
y'all?
y'all?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm looking at the I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with the Beatitudes. Now, I told y'all I love all books, but some books, you just find magical things everywhere. So I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the Beatitudes, okay, in the Bible, or the Circle 7. I'm sure that I have to read more of the Circle 7, I will say, but I will tell you that I do know a lot about holy texts, and not just the Bible that was given to us, but studying the Apocrypha and other scriptural texts to compare truths. Right? Yeah, the
Book of the Dead.
Septuagint. What is that thing? The Septuagint.
The Septuagint.
Yeah. Some of those words are still twisty for me to say.
Septa 7. That's all you know.
But the Beatitudes, right? When you look up the etymology of beatitude, you will find it means supreme happiness.
Wait, you said the etymology of attitude?
Beatitude.
Beatitudes.
The Beatitudes. That's what's in Matthew 5. The Beatitudes, if you look up it's a noun. Beatitude is a noun, and it means supreme happiness. It's from Middle French, and it's directly from Latin. The Beatitudinum, nominative beatitude, the state of blessedness, from past participle, stem of bear, to make happy. Okay? So, fast forwarding, supreme happiness, okay? And if you look at the text, the actual text of the Beatitudes in Matthew 5, 2 through 12, it says, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart. This is my favorite one, since we're talking about energy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you, and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on, I don't like some of these words. Rejoice and be glad, for yours reward is great in heaven. They persecuted the prophets who were before you. So what does that say to us? We know that the word blessed means to pour out, right?
Blood.
Huh?
Pour out blood.
To pour out blood. So those who is telling us, those will pour out blood who are meek. Okay? Those will pour out blood who are poor in spirit, but yours is the kingdom of heaven. So when you know the meaning of a word, then you got to replace the meaning of the word and put it in the sentence to make it living. Okay? Because it's a noun. Remember, the Beatitudes are living. That means, like, what are you doing? And not doing, but the living. You, the noun. You, the Beatitude. Okay? So yes, it doesn't say turn the other cheek, and I kind of want to read that one for y'all too, because we've had all these misconceptions given to us from these texts, but because we've listened to what we were told and not read for ourselves, we don't know that in the scripture that tells us to turn the other cheek, it says do not avoid the evil person. Let me read it.
It says do not avoid the evil.
When they say and turn the other cheek, y'all, they not talking about if somebody slap you, then let them slap the other one. Imagine a boxer when he fights. Okay, yeah, I don't know how many of y'all box, but I know what it's like to get in a stance. And when you are boxing, depending if your opponent fights like you, sometimes the opponent is left-handed, so they fight different than you. So when they punch you on your right cheek, when you throw back your left, you are turning the other cheek. They ain't talking about be no sucker and
keep going.
Yeah.
Keep taking hits. Nah, they're saying if you're getting popped, then turn the other cheek. Make the adjustment.
Yeah, adjust back. So
adjust.
Let me look that up.
Because if that was the case, why would they say not to avoid the person. So what they're saying, turn the other cheek, is, all right, this is not working for you to win. So turn the other cheek, adjust. I get that. That's clear as day right there.
Okay.
They're really saying parry. What's your parry? You got a parry? You got a counter?
Yep. And y'all, this is in Matthew 5:39. Now, I just read y'all 5:2-12, or chapter 5.
That made me look at turn the other cheek a whole different
from 1 all the way to the I read y'all chapter 5 from 1 to 12. Now we're looking at 5:39. Okay, I mean 38 to 40. And it says, eye for eye. You have heard that it was said, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. If anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand over your coat as well. What they are saying is, don't run from you know how they tell us, and look at how slavery did, okay? If you want to go with that crazy narrative, you have to ask black people, according to the Bible, it says, don't turn the other cheek in a way that resists an evil person. So they're saying, if someone slap you physically, don't turn your cheek, slap their ass back physically is what it's saying. If you're not to resist them, resisting them would be turning your cheek humbly and letting them probably slap the other side.
Yeah, and not slapping them back. Yep, because the natural reaction would be to pop, pop.
Yeah, you know.
So they're saying don't fight that natural pop them back.
Yeah. Now it does say in this text too, because I'm looking at it. It's not even that the Christ was saying he was favoring retaliation, but you know, you cannot, like he said, a beggar nation cannot go and be a thriving nation in the world. You can't be a sissy as a nation in the world and not have defense or have fencing in place, because it's not defense is not real.
Right.
You know, so he rejects revenge and retaliation, but also that you must, there must be balance, y'all. There must be balance.
At all times.
And I'm letting her go do her thing because I got shit to do. Good.
No, but you're absolutely right. It does require that balance. Man, that makes me look at that so different now. Turn the other cheek. It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you know, like I was saying in New York, it doesn't mean be buns unless someone wash your ass up. You don't just stand there and let someone keep tapping you. Tap, 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 tap. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. Minority, African American, black, people of color, they're jabbing your ass. They keep jabbing you. So it's like, what you gonna do? You just gonna keep on pop, 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 pop. Oh, this ain't right. Let me go to church and pray about it. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, Lord, save me. Pop, pop, pop. But we were enslaved, you know. Pop, pop. Like, stop doing that. Counter it up. All right. What's the counter? Well, you assumed I was black, but I'm not. What's the counter? Objection. I got stuff on documentation. You know, I got shit on the record. What's the counter? Oh, I'm part of an organization. What's the counter? Oh, I already have laws in place for myself. What's the counter? Are you going to turn the other cheek? Are you going to counter? Are you going to switch it up? Because if somebody come with something, you can't just take it. Because at the end of the day, the agenda is to win.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and like Alicia said, and the prophet said, a beggar nation can't win. A beggar nation don't just sit there and keep getting popped. I mean, a beggar nation is what sits there and keep getting popped. He didn't inspire for us to be a beggar nation. He wanted us to achieve.
What the comments say?
They take your ish, you take it back. That's right. Eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying?
But remember, y'all, the energy at which you go out. So this is what we're learning, this part right here. Okay. So yes, because we got that, we understand that message in our minds, but we don't act that out appropriately. So I'm telling you that even though you smite somebody, you don't turn the cheek, okay? And that doesn't mean get exhausted with fighting people. That means, remember I just told you, identify the toxic ones and sever those relationships. because you should not have retaliation, or the upkeep of fencing is not an exhaustive process. That should not be something that is exhausting you in your universe. You should be relatively rolling and vibing in your frequency and your energy, making those adjustments when needed to in people. Okay, you should not, if you are in a position where you're being exhausted with the fight of life, you need to stop and take a breath, slow down, do some grounding meditations, because life is not the fight. Remember, there were two trees in the garden. There was the tree of life and the tree of good and evil. We ate from the tree of good and evil, so now we know, we have the ability to know all, okay? Right. But we must return to the tree of life, so with our knowledge of knowing all, it will be all, and it will always live with life, okay? But that comes through how we teach. So how you teach your children, that energy matters. When it's homework time, y'all know every black kid got their ass whooped. So we all got that in us to be irritable and frustrated during teaching. We want the person to get it. We want it to manifest instantly, and that's not it is reality. Where we are right now, things are manifesting instantly. It's just that we're putting out all root chakra energy, y'all. You need more heart, okay? So I'm telling you, most people in the world are angry, okay, because of our diets. There's more blood in the diet. There's more violence that we watch on television. So the root chakra is overstimulated. I need y'all to, with your children, fill your children's ears with more loving sounds, okay? So whether that be music, whatever brings you joy, that makes you feel in love, or if you and your dude like playing music, something that shows love. Children need to see more of that, because we are at the point where energetically it's easier for us to connect with the lower entity of our root chakra. The higher side of our root chakra is that our root, the blood is the flow that connects us to life. Okay, the blood is life. So the root chakra imbalance is life. But we need to teach that with heart. The heart is what promotes life with the root. If you are doing all teaching from an instinctual place, it's all root chakra, your kid is getting too much. And it's good. If your heart is in it and you're balanced with that, the kid is getting all this knowledge and heart instinctually, which is beautiful. Yep. But if the child is, y'all got to check yourselves. And I start with children. If you have children, if you're doing self-check on that level, then you'll be fine in the world dealing with other people that are looking your size. But if you can't talk to a child right, you can't teach no adult nothing either. If you can't teach nothing without cursing, you can't teach. Okay, because we can't curse at children. Children, when we curse, it disrupts the message. It distorts the message. So these are the energetic things that the prophet would want us to talk about and check ourselves on. And when someone else checks you, tell them, cool, what your definition of trust is. Brother Koo had to broaden my definition of trust, because we say we trust each other, but I think that our group trust may look like my old version, which said, I can't trust that you won't disappoint me or hurt me, so I have to love you but have a little guard up. Well, Koo's definition said what, baby?
Well,
you remember? You want me to say?
No, I remember. Okay. It's my definition. I don't know what you mean. I remember. Of course, I remember my own definition. So, my interpretation of what trust is that it's stupid to think that people won't let you down or disappoint you, because nobody's perfect. No one's going to be able to be there every time, 100% of the time. So that's unrealistic. All right. What you can do that's realistic is to know that that person has the best intentions for you. That no matter what happens, no matter how that thing came out, their intention was the best for you. And that's where you should base your trust around, especially with the people around you. If there's anything, the most important thing you need to know is that you can trust that they have your best interests at heart, that they want you to succeed. They want you to win, and they're willing to contribute to help you win. that's what, you know what I'm saying, I how I look at trust. And when I look at it like that, it's easier to function like that, because then I don't got to deal with the stress of what if, you know, this person can't do it. It's not a question of what if they can't, you know, and it's also too, on the other side, up to the person to be truthful and speak the truth and say if they can, if they can't. If you can, you can. If you can't, you know, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And it's okay. It's okay if you can't, because I know that if you could, you would.
And I don't like cans or can'ts. This is how you should be phrasing. When someone says, hey, girl, I need a ride to the grocery store. Can you take me? And you know you was just about to walk out the door because you about to go build with this other sister down the street who, you know, y'all got some work together and you're trying to be more disciplined with your time. So you're like, man, I want to take my sister to the store, but I have this thing that's important. That's the time. Sometimes we don't speak our truth. We end up being flexible, doing that thing for our sister that really throws us out of our real alignment with time. So sometimes you got to be discerning of when you can, and I hate can or can't, but when you are able to do something from when you're not able. So stop telling people I can't. Tell them I'm unable at the moment to fulfill your request. We got to be mindful of the spells that we are putting out. When we say I can't do something, you just told the universe doesn't know that you're talking about this thing with Fatima. The universe only knows that you just said I can't. So the universe has to fulfill that law. So start saying things like, I'm unable to do it, girl. I know I want to help you, but I'm unable right now. And it's okay. And being fine with that, but speaking your truth, you know, and I tell people, if at any time, I told you, most of us are angry. So if you have to tell the truth about something and you're nervous, you have to tell the truth about something and you're nervous, you'll know that there's blockage because you'll feel the lump in your throat. So that's why I like to tell my clients, go very slow when you have to speak your truth. Take a few breaths, because most of us, the first answer you get is the right one. The second answer is the most comfortable one. Go with the first one. So when someone says, hey, can you blah, 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 you're going to feel that lump in your throat and you have to speak your truth. And if it's a hard truth, okay, then you laugh.
You know,
and people will say, are you serious? And then it'd be easy for you to say, yes, I am. But you're smiling. You see how energetically you've created that portal way for their heart to be open to receive your hard truth.
Right.
Smiling at the person. Laugh. Shit, if you got to tell somebody some hard truth. I mean, I had to tell my one brother some hard stuff once, y'all. And he got it in his feelings a little bit, and I didn't laugh at him. So be mindful. We don't want to be condescending. Right. But when you have hard truths and you tell, girl, I ain't taking you over there today. Shit. Okay, girl, I know you're going to take me do X, Y, Z, X. Or somebody try to plan your life for you that day. And when you have to take your life back and say, girl, shit, I ain't taking you over there today because I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. Right. And they going to say, are you serious? You're going to say, yes, I am serious. And you just keep smiling at them. Nevertheless, you stick to your guns, because no one will punch someone who's smiling. But they will punch you if you say, hell no, I ain't taking you over there. You can go take your damn self. Because, you know, even though we know we Moors, we still talk like that to each other. So this is about truth, okay? We got to be truthful. Sometimes we are still mean to each other, but we're trying to tell our truth in a mean delivery. That's not what the prophet would want.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And also from a energetical standpoint too, dealing with frequencies, that's all talking about the throat chakra. The color of the throat chakra is blue. Okay? That's dealing with communication. That's also dealing with illusions. So you got to speak against illusions, which is what speaking the truth is all about. When you speak your truth, there's no room for an illusion to live. All right.
Lie, basically.
Yeah. So if you want to get into that, and blue is one of my favorite colors too, right? She could attest to that. A lot of stuff I have.
Blue, and I just want y'all to know right now, while y'all looking at the video, this blue on Brother's cool scarf. For some of us and most of our viewers that tune in, they're open, but this is awakening some people's pineal. That beautiful royal blue.
Yeah, that's why it's called royal blue.
Yeah.
Royal, you know what I'm saying? So maybe start dealing with blue. That's also another way to start tapping into different chakras that you may feel like you're struggling with. So if you're struggling with communication, start wearing more blue. Deal with the colors.
Wear the blue. Okay, if you're going somewhere.
I'm sorry. Let me just.
When you have to speak, wear the blue. Yeah.
Well, speaking, but even like for yourself, if you're in a place where you need to meditate, get some blue lights. Go get some blue candles.
Blue stones.
You know what I'm saying?
Soda light,
yeah, all stones that are
lapis.
blue deal with communication in the throat chakra. So start dealing with the colors that deal specifically with that area where you feel you need more work on. If you feel like you need more work on your will, start dealing with more orange and yellow. That's dealing with creativity. The root, which is the no, I'm saying it wrong.
Nope, the second chakra,
It's
the
orange.
sacral chakra, and the Muladhara, the
Yeah.
third chakra.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So start dealing with those colors. We have those. There's 7 colors in the rainbow, so each color represents an energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we got to pick through a million different colors as to what energies we're dealing with. So it's 7, right?
Yeah.
It's
Be
the 7.
truthful about your 7 things that
Yeah.
keep you bound. We all got them.
Yeah. So just identify with those colors. The colors represent, and remember we was talking about that yesterday when we saw the sister and she was in her garb, but she had the colors she was wearing. And we was like, you don't know what those colors are doing energetically for herself and for other people who are looking at her.
Yeah.
Because we're also receiving the energy of those frequencies, you know what I'm saying, via the colors. So it's like colors do a lot for us. That's why a company spend millions of dollars on color themes. All right? So they know what's up.
Yeah, and they know red and yellow, what is at the root and the sacral chakra, and dealing with the will and the root.
You know what I'm saying? That's why things like McDonald's are in red and yellow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you know.
I gotta go outside, baby. It's 11:30.
Yeah, so family, you already know we love building with y'all. We could do this all day, but she has a performance today. You know, spoken word artist, so she's gonna be sharing her wisdom, you know what I'm saying, through her more science in her temple. So we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get ready. But you know, love y'all. Always a great build as usual. And man, until the next time. You know what I'm saying? If any issues, I say for my ladies, email my Wisdom Medicine. You want to spell that out?
Yeah, that's Wisdom Medicine, WIZDOMEMEDICINE, Wisdom Medicine. So it looks like Wisdom medicine at gmail.com. And I love to build with y'all. I am sometimes present for those conference calls, but I am in the midst of putting together a Wisdom Medicine podcast, so just stay tuned to that. Yep. And you know, we'll be able to build and have people call in and be able to build that way for those who want to explore the divine side of this movement more. But yeah, email me. I'm also, you can find my artist page. If for some of those that are on social media, I'm at Facebook, Halisi the Wisdom Wordsmith. I'm always posting poetry and posting videos up there as well. I'm learning how to do more from my YouTube. I know how, it's just that certain platforms I already have a following, so I do cater, but getting more broad in my knowledge too.
Expanding the horizons.
Yeah.
But yeah, family, love y'all. Islam, love and light. Enjoy y'all weekends. Peace.
Peace. What's that? What's somebody?